Okay, soaping at 73 degrees today. And that means that my oils and water, sodium lactate, what I'm stirring right now is 73 degrees, as well as the lye solution. So let me get this in here. Should be a fairly easy soap to do today, even though I have 7 colors. And if you're a beginner and a first time looking at a soap video, you'll know that we put our blender in the pot of oils so we can pour the oils right on the shaft of the blender so that we don't get as many bubbles in the batter. And that's the same reason why I'm tapping down on the blender, so that any bubbles that are stuck underneath will come out. And I like to stir mine quite a bit, get that lye and oils all mixed up as much as I can before I blend. So then I don't have to use the blender as much and I can keep it liquid. And I just really want it emulsified, which means it's mixed up well enough before trace really begins. And trace, of course, is when it thickens up, you can see a little streak of the batter on the top before it settles back into the whole thing. And I'm looking at this sideways to see if there's any remaining oils just floating on top. And it looks pretty good, so I can go. Also, the cooler temperatures helps keep the batter from getting thick real fast. And that's important because we want really fluid pours and swirls sometimes. Okay. So I want to get the fragrance in there too, and this is one of the best behaving fragrances out there. That is black raspberry vanilla, and it smells awesome too. And I don't have any more on the website to sell, and it smells so good I want to make sure I always have some bars of that to sell. Again, I'm stirring it in as much as I can first. And I'm doing this because I have 6 colors. I have the rainbow colors as well as some white. So I want to be able to mix all those, and it takes time. And time means that the batter will have time to solidify more too. So okay. But you also have to know your recipe, because I know I have to work faster. Because I like a soap that's kind of a hard bar, and yet I like to have a liquid soap to work with, so it's like something that combination is sometimes hard to get. So there's the purple, and all the micas I'm using today have a little sparkle to them, and the ones that didn't. So that was the purple. Here's the blue. And the ones that didn't, I added some Enviro glitter too to make it shine. I'm just curious whether, if all the colors have that in there, what that would look like. And since it is a rainbow soap, a little shimmer would be nice. And I use this ladle because I'm really lousy at pouring from this bowl without it going everywhere. I'm also working on my presentation for the HSCG conference in Kansas City this year in May. I'll be presenting there. My topic is a little bit more complex, I think. There's a lot to do about theory. And I'll reveal more as I get closer to that time. Okay, so those are all poured. And let me scrape this, try to save as much soap as we can. behaving well. And I also want to mix up my white. I don't think this is all going to fit in here right now, but I'm going to transfer some of it into this so I can pour it more easily. Here's my titanium dioxide. And mix it with some warm distilled water. Another thing is a little trick in cooking and soap making is if you want to get more of that out of there, you just put some batter in there and it teases some more of that out of there. Okay, so let me blend the white. Okay, and with my frother, because this blender head will not fit in those little cups, I'm going to use my little frother and I'm mixing in the order that I'm going to pour it. So starting with this red. Orange, yellow, green, the blue, and the purple. It's kind of thick, but it will pour well. And I'm going to pour at an angle, so let me make some room. So let's start off with a little bit of this white. These are going to be the thicker bands. The red. Orange. My angle's not so good here, but I'm doing this for the benefit of the camera. Yellow. Green. Blue. Purple. More of the white. And repeat. So here's the red. I'll probably speed this up. Sometimes when the batter starts to get a little hard, you can just stir it and it becomes a little bit more liquid again. So that's just what I did. Everything is starting to thicken up. And this will benefit from a little stir too. Okay, so I want to keep some for the top. So I'm going to clear this up, lay this flat. Tap it down and carefully get all the white in there. It's like vanilla pudding right now. It's nice and creamy. So let me do a little bit of cleanup here. Okay, so let me just flatten this out a little bit, give it a little texture as well. Okay. It's like having a clean canvas to work from. And I will start off, I'll try to get this laid out in nice stripes so I can make it a nice swirl. I recently, I think in the last video, asked how many people actually read the description box that I write up every time I put out a video. There's only so much I can really remember to say as I'm narrating live, and that's because I'm thinking about what I'm doing at the same time. And a lot of you responded that you actually read them. So, I mean, I would continue to write them anyway, just because I like to write. But it's good to know that some people are reading it. It is optional. But I do add some more information about what I'm doing. I like to include in my descriptions, in the narration, if I know anything about the additives or the source material for like essential oils. If I visit places that have the raw material that makes these beautiful scents, for example, I like to pass that information on to you. And sometimes I include that in the description box. So when we went to the Galapagos, I was not expecting to find a lot of Palo Santo trees. It puts out such a beautiful scent that when I made that soap, I included some of the pictures I took of the Palo Santo tree forests because it was just beautiful. So it looks like we planned this out pretty well. That purple is just going to have to be a fatter line to make up for the difference. And I didn't have as much, so I gotta scooch this down. What will we do? I think we'll use a chopstick swirl. And I'll do my usual thing that I like to do, a little diagonal close together. Go the other way. Looking at the sides. Okay, really been wanting to cut into this just because the pour is so random and unperfect. My favorite style, because I like randomness and I like the surprise of what it does, and I'm very happy. Look at that. It's a sort of unpredictable pour, especially because I didn't do it really super carefully. But I've been wanting to do another rainbow type of coloration. Those colors look really nice against the bright white. And then I'm curious, I'm looking at the actual colors because I tended to use micas that have a shimmer to them. And I don't think it comes across on the camera, but I'm looking at it from the side and I can see that shimmer. Not as much as I thought it might be, but I think it does add to the brightness. The shimmer doesn't have to be really perceptible to really make a difference. I like that rainbow effect right there. And all these waves have that sort of rainbow effect. I like that. And it smells great. That black raspberry vanilla always smells scrumptious. Whoever's sending a message can just wait, right? Thank you for those people who responded. In the last video I asked the question, how many people actually read the description box? So I tend to write several paragraphs every time I do a soap about what I was thinking about the design, or sometimes it's about the raw materials that make up essential oils. So every time I travel and I come across the plant matter that gives us some of these scrumptious essential oils, I try to learn something about it and pass it on to you. But it's purely your option not to read it. I was just curious how many people do. And thank you to those people that responded. Soap sales are going really well. And that's always a good thing. And inviting you again to follow me on Instagram at Vibrant Soap, and to subscribe to this YouTube channel if you like the content. Leave a thumbs up or a comment too, that's always nice. I read them all. And I've got some big news coming up as well. I'm working on a presentation for the HSCG, that's the Handcrafted Soap and Cosmetics Guild. Their conference is coming up in May, and I'm going to be presenting. It's going to be a 90-minute presentation. Wow, look at the rainbows in that. On how to improve your soap business using the powers of the brain, something I studied in my master's degree. Not specifically for soap, but just how we use our minds and some of the latest things we've learned about how we think and learn. So that's it. last cut, and I'm going to tell you thank you for watching, and we'll see you on the next video. We're ending on a pretty cool bar there too, and there's the top. So thank you again, and we'll see you next time. Bye everybody.